Fox, China for a while has been leading in terms of population, and this is not something to take lightly. It has been a game changer for China. But recently, there is a report that has been conducted by the United Nations Population Funds, and they are saying that by 2023 mid or by mid 2023, India would have overtaken China in terms of population. They're saying that it has been estimated by that time India will have 1.4286 billion, while China will have 1.4257 billion. Of course, the difference is very minimum, but the fact remain, if all things will remain constant as per that research, then that will probably happen. And going forward, it will be important for us to see what really happened. And so, what does this really mean? It's not just a mere research. It's not just a mere way of saying that this country population is this number of people, and the other is this number of people. This kind of population comes with its own advantages, and one of the reasons why we've seen China really rising up in terms of power, and in this case especially economical power, and really becoming a challenge to the superpowers, is because of the population they have had. I know when you are talking about their population, you're talking about labor. And so this has really helped them a great deal, availability of labor. And this is the reason why we've had many companies, especially from US and also in the Europe, having moved to China. And most of their companies are actually based in China. And so this makes China very important, very critical. And in this case, numbers are really gold, as much as others may want to look at them otherwise, but numbers are gold if you utilize them properly. And so the aspect of India showing signs of overtaking China in terms of leadership, in terms of population, I would say if India can be strategic enough, then this can be a game changer for them. It can be a game changer for them because the same way China took advantage of it, they can take advantage of it, and it can take them far and in places in terms of the global index. And so one of the things, by the way, that China did, China realized there were some of the people that were below the poverty line years back. So what they did, they came up with very good intervention strategy, and most of their people were able to be lifted actually from the poverty line, under the poverty line, to the middle class. And so that has really been taking place very gradual and very steadily. But now when you look at India, the challenge with India, as much as the population is high, there are many other factors that are really a challenge, and this may see them not really taking advantage of the population they may have, even going forward in the near future. One of the challenge is the diversity that they have failed to take advantage of in the region. Diversities in terms of the dialects, in terms of religion, the diversities in terms of even politics. In China, it is it's coming more of communism, yeah. And so in India is somehow different, and so there are a lot of competing issues, and this may really make them not really take advantage of their population. They may be busy really dealing with their internal issues. For example, even in terms of religion, for example, there are some regions, there are very fierce, fast fights between the Christians and the Muslims, and so other religions. And so this really may be the undoing factor where India is concerned, and they may not really take advantage of these figures. The other issue that also China faced, and they've been able to steadily work on it, is the issue of poverty index. The India, in terms of poverty, a quite large, substantive percentage of their population under the poverty line, and they're extremely poor. And so the effort of India moving them, helping them to upgrade and move to the middle class and deal with this issue is really something that India will have to really contend with, and it may take them a while in order for this to really happen. And so the other issue has to do with education. Um, I really, of course, China has managed, yes, to deal with. I don't have the statistics, but because of the aspect of poverty, especially in India, and many other aspects, political aspects that have intrigues in it. So I want to think that quite a number of the population are not educated. And so dealing with illiteracy, and also at the same time wanting to have a very good workforce, it can be a challenge to some extent. If people have at least the basic education background, then it's easy to build from there, and people, you can train people some technical skills, for example, just to assemble the basic things like some part of as mobile assembling, or motor assembling. Those are some of the things people can be taught, and they can get it. But it begins at least from the point where there's that kind of basic education vis-a-vis the technical skills in terms of the talent. Not everybody may be talented in that area, but at least when there is basic education, then it's easy to move with people from that particular point. And so that may really be, again, undoing factor where India is concerned, and they really need to deal with that. Otherwise, it's an opportunity for them. If they can take advantage of that, I want to believe that they can really grow. But again, of course, which is part of the politics, international politics, where India is concerned. India, sometimes they have been playing, if I say, they have not really been assertive in terms of taking a particular position. They have been sort of, in terms of dealing with the other countries, for example, like Russia, US, and Europe. I think they have tried to sort of use a hybrid sort of method of saying, okay, with you, this is what we can get from you, so that we can deal with you to this point. When they're dealing with other countries, they do the same thing. In my own view, I don't think that is really a big problem, because it's all about mutual benefit. But at the same time, because of the international politics, that makes it again difficult for India, because there are other quarters of the world where in the pretext of international politics that may want to frustrate some of the things. For example, they really get a lot of crude oil from Russia, and this is not auguring well with the West. and some other countries as well. But of course, because they have said in Russia they get cheap oil, and if they get the same from the West, they will really have to pay more. And because they want what is cheaper for them and the same quality, then that's why they will insist they want to stick with India. I mean, sorry, with Russia. And so some of these things, especially where international politics are concerned, may really be a challenge for them. But if they can actually deal and capitalize on this kind of premium, this kind of capital they have, because they already have the numbers. Have they been using the numbers properly? And them leading in terms of this demographic, will it change the matrix? Will it make it different from the way it is now? So that's why I'm a bit pessimistic in terms of them taking advantage of the demographic they have, as and there are many intrigues. Some of them have mentioned why that may not easily happen compared to China. So I think China still remain as a major contender, especially in relation to the figures, the population. But I wish India can take advantage of this and lead the world.